Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Northwood Middle School Spring 2020 Choir Concert. Things are going to look a little different this year, as we're coming to you from Mr. Danielson's living room. There are some good things about that, and there are some bad things about that. The good things are that you get to watch this concert from the privacy of your own home. You can kick back and relax, sit on the couch, grab a few drinks, grab some snacks, wear your PJs. All the rules are out the window. Another awesome thing, you can turn on the AC. We don't have to sit in that hot, humid gym. You don't have to sit on those wooden bleachers. It's beautiful. The bad thing is you have to deal with me playing the piano, which, as I'm sure the kids could tell you, it's not always the best thing in the world. No, the truly terrible part is just everything that's been going on in our world the past couple months, the fact that we can't all be together. I think that's the most disappointing part of this, but I'm glad that we could salvage something and make this happen. E-learning has definitely been an interesting experience, but I think it's definitely something that most of us hope that we do not have to go back to for an extended period of time ever again. I think we handled it all really well, and I'm very proud of the work that our students put into learning their music. Let me take you back for a minute. We're going to go back to the first week of March. We just finished our clinic and showcase concert, and we had 2 weeks to cram music for our annual choral festival, which was to be held in the gymnasium of Woodstock High School. We heard early in March that all of our international trips for District 200 were going to be canceled due to a new virus that was spreading through different countries, and it seemed really far away. As we got closer to our March 16th concert date, we started hearing more and more about the spread of the virus and how it was now beginning to affect major travel hubs in the United States. On March 12th, we got an email from Dr. Moen about creating potential plans for e-learning in the event that we might need to take some time away from our buildings. And then later in the day, we received information that all events outside the school day would be canceled until further notice. With that information, we then realized that we would either need to reschedule the choral festival, which would be really hard with testing in April and the craziness with the end of the year in May, or we would just need to cancel it. And so that very next morning, Friday the 13th, a very funny day for that, right? The middle and high school choir directors threw together a spur-of-the-moment plan to record the Wailing Jenny's song, One Voice, which was to be our closer for that concert. I was fortunate enough to be able to get a few students from Woodstock North High School to come record some solos in the Northwood classroom that Saturday morning, and then also get a few students and their parents to stop by my house to record the remaining solos for that piece. The song turned out beautifully and was something truly wonderful for our community as we started a period of isolation. I think it still remains a perfect song to be heard with the current unrest in our nation. This is a song about bringing people together. Please enjoy One Voice.
This is the sound of one voice, one spirit, one voice, the sound of one who makes a choice.
sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice.
That truly is a beautiful piece. I'm glad that Mr. Joswiak was able to bring it to our attention so that we could learn it. So after recording the videos at both high schools on the morning of Friday the 13th, we found out mid-morning that D200 schools, along with others in Illinois, would be closing and switching to e-learning starting on Monday, March 16th. As we had been practicing for our now canceled choral festival, that meant we hadn't even begun to look at music for our May concert. At this point, I don't think any of us thought we would be unable to return to the buildings this school year, so I handed one song to each group, talked through how the next week was going to work before spring break, and then we sight-read through the new piece that each choir got before they had to head to their next class. We got 5 to 7 minutes for each of the pieces that you are about to hear from our 6th and 7th grade choirs. All the work that you hear on these songs is the hard work of these students. Unfortunately, e-learning doesn't work very well for teaching the performing arts to large groups of students. People see these fun virtual choirs, or they look at Jimmy Fallon and his classroom instrument music songs, and they're not aware of the logistics that go into creating some of these things. I think by now many of us are pretty familiar with the lag time that we get from video conferencing tools, and the fact that you constantly get kicked out or you talk over each other because everybody has a different lag time through the internet. Because of this, any rehearsal needs to have the director sending out any of the sound, and all the students' mics need to be muted. Otherwise, all sound comes back at different times due to each individual lag time, and it completely confuses everybody involved. This also means that the director really doesn't have any way to give any live feedback to the students on how they're doing learning their songs. Things that are going well, things that may need some more attention. On top of these issues, there's also the issue of solo singing. Most students join choir because it's a place that you can join with others in your singing. Sometimes that might be because a person likes to sing, but they're not confident in their voice by itself. It might also be because they're a confident singer, but they get anxious and need the extra support of their peers around them to perform in front of others. The great thing about choir is the fact that everyone can do it, and we need all of those voices to create our music. Big voices, small voices, bright voices, dark voices, airy voices, all voices. We need everybody. It's the sound of them blending all together that creates the thing of beauty that we all enjoy. Because of this, the virtual choir portion of our e-learning experience was an optional performance. One of the most important things in my classroom is that my students feel safe, they feel supported, and they know that we are there for each other. And while performance is part of the classroom experience when we're in the classroom, the extenuating circumstances that we are under currently is one that I didn't want students to feel uncomfortable by being forced to submit something. Another thing that can be very difficult is the recording process. And so there are many cases where a student may have submitted a recording, but due to a technical issue or some other error, it may not have been able to be used for our video performances. I appreciate the hard work that all of our students had put in. The students that recorded and submitted videos, those that recorded and deleted and re-recorded and deleted, and eventually they just weren't comfortable enough with the videos that they were creating to submit their videos. The students that knew right off the bat that they would not be comfortable enough to record the video, but they still rehearsed and worked hard at learning our songs throughout the entire e-learning process. I know that there were many students that spent countless hours recording, re-recording, deleting, re-recording, watching, reviewing, re-recording all their different videos. The recording process can be a great reflective process, but it can also be very demoralizing at times, and we had many of those conversations in our Google Meets. With that being said, I'm very proud to present our 6th grade song, Red River Dances, which is a medley of 3 American folk songs, The Red River Valley, Chicken on a Fence Post, and Old Joe Clark, arranged by Christy Carey Miller.
From this valley, they say you are going. I shall miss your bright eyes and sweet sound. For alas, you have taken the sunshine that has brightened my pathway a while. Come and stay by my side if you love me, if you love me. Do not hesitate to bid me adieu. But remember the Red River Valley and the cowboy who loved you so true. Chicken on the fence post, kittens, Josie. Chicken on the fence post, kittens, Josie. Chicken on the fence post, kittens, Josie. Hello, Susan Brownie, oh. Chicken on the fence post, kittens, Josie. Chicken on the fence post, kittens, Josie. Chicken on the fence post, kittens, Josie. Hello, Susan Brownie, oh. Hello, Susan Brownie, oh. Old Joe Clark, he had a house 20 stories high, and every story in that house filled with chicken pie. Round and around, Old Joe Clark, round and around I stayed. He followed me 10,000 miles to hear my fiddle play. I went up to Joe Clark's house, he asked me in to stay. He slept on a feather bed, and I slept on the hay. Chicken on the fence post, kittens, Josie. Chicken on the fence post, kittens, Josie. Chicken on the fence post, kittens, Josie. Hello, Susan. Oh, Joe Clark, hear my fiddle play now.
At our May concert, we also hand out awards to the different grade levels for different things. Our 6th grade awards are the Outstanding Musician Award. This is awarded to 1 boy and 1 girl in the 6th grade choir who show outstanding musicianship and leadership through their musicianship as well. Those awards are given this year to Mr. Levi Perota and Miss Sarah McCarthy. And I'll hopefully be dropping those off to you guys at some point this summer. So I'll shoot you an email and have you check your mailbox. eLearning also opened up an opportunity to use technology in a different way and to search for different things to be reflective about for our students. I gave them an assignment where I asked them one simple question, which really isn't so simple. And that question is, why choir? I know that that can be a very loaded question, so I gave them a couple broken down questions that they could use to help them fill out their answer a little bit more. And initially this was just going to be something to send down to our 5th grade students incoming to 6th grade next year to give them an idea of what choir is all about. But after watching through a lot of the responses, I saw that it really turned into something so much more beautiful. And so I put together this video for you. Here is Why Choir.
Why choir, you might ask yourself? I came to choir in the first place because it is something I have always enjoyed. because I've always loved to sing, and it's something I've always looked forward to. It's really fun. I love it.
I came here in the first place because I just like music.
I heard that it was really fun, and I wanted to try it because I like singing.
Yeah, I really didn't want to sit in a class just working on homework.
Yeah, I started in 7th grade because I wanted a skills lab. And yes, it does take away your skills lab, but it's worth it.
I was in choir in 5th grade, and then I quit in 6th grade because I thought that it would be too overwhelming doing choir my first year of middle school. And just a little tip, it's not.
It's way better than skills lab, but I wanted to do more things.
And I really like to sing.
Because I like singing.
Because I like singing, and
it's fun to sing with the group.
I didn't want to join choir at first, but now I really like it, and it's something that I like to do every day.
And it's just fun to experience it.
I really like to sing, and choir is where I can be like myself.
Be myself.
I'm not as afraid to, say what I think in the classroom.
I think it could really improve somebody's life because it gives them a great boost of confidence to do a lot of things, like to sing or really to do anything.
Don't be scared. Don't. It's not scary.
That's the class where you can be yourself actually. You don't have to be someone you're not. In other classes. I don't know if that makes sense. But in other classes you feel pressured to be someone you're not. But in this class you can be whoever you want, and you can make a lot more friends than you were in classes, because right here you can bond through a lot, and you have basically similar interests and stuff. I've created lots of friendships, and that's probably why that I also am in choir every year, and it's just really fun, and I love singing, so I like learning more and more.
It's a place where you can make and grow amazing new friendships.
Like meeting new friends from schools you didn't know about, so.
I made so many great friendships in choir, and I made great memories.
I've made so many great friends by just being in choir.
Choir is a chance to try new things, and actually I met a lot of people through choir.
I walked in the choir door on the first day of school and immediately made new friends.
Because I wanted to meet new people, and it was one of the best decisions I ever made.
As choir is a good way to make new friends.
That's what the group means to me. They mean a lot.
This group means a lot to me because it's super fun. I really enjoy it, and I love all the people.
And I'm going to tell you that was probably one of the best decisions that I've ever made in my life, because although it's very cliche, choir is a family, and everyone in there is so accepting. And even though you may not always get along with everyone, and there might be drama in choir, everybody always has your back.
When I joined, I knew only 2 or 3 people, and eventually it became a second family to me.
Choir really is a family to me.
This group is like a big family.
We're almost like a family.
Ultimately like a family.
It's like a family.
And we're like a family.
Choir family.
It was like family.
Everyone in that class is like a family.
More of a family through music,
Yeah, we were just one big family this year, and we're all family.
Choir, I just feel like it's a family.
It's like a family to us.
We're all kind of like a big family in a way.
This group is like a family, and we all trust each other. We get mad at each other sometimes, but we all trust each other, and we're like a family.
School is hard and stressful sometimes, but choir helps take that away.
It's just a good break during the day. Let's see, I come from math and literacy and math and gym, and I'm then I go to choir, and it's fun. We just sing.
You won't get as stressed out, and it's kind of a break from all the normal classes.
It's also just a nice way to calm down after a rough morning.
It's very calming. Because there's certain days when we're all stressed or upset. Mr. Danielson will stop choir, and then we'll all share our expressions on what's bothering us.
What's bothering us or what we need help with.
I get stressed a lot about many things, and choir just takes my mind off of most of it. It stops life for a few minutes. Feels good.
This group is such a safe place.
We can be very open and honest about what we do and how we do things, so they feel more comfortable being here.
It's just this safe place of unity, and everyone has the same interests as you, and you can talk to people openly. everyone's in the same boat as you, and it really lets you know that.
And you help us through a bunch of things, you listen to what our problems are.
And then we'll all get help. It's really good.
We help each other with anything and just try to make each other happy.
But really, it just helps me if I'm feeling down or sad or crying. And I go to choir class and it just makes me feel happy. It gets my emotions away.
I feel happy at choir. I honestly get excited when it's a choir day because our class is just so fun.
So it was nice to be with a group of dedicated people.
The most awesomest class, I don't know if that's a word or not, but it's the most awesome class I've ever been to.
Singing can make you happy and make you just enjoy things.
Everything's really fun.
Choir is honestly my favorite class.
Is that it's so fun. It's not just all about music, it's a balance.
And it is so much fun because it's not just learning about singing. It's about life.
Really, it's helpful to teaching you and learning. You learn important things that you learn about yourself, you learn about all those around you.
Is probably that you get to learn new things each day. It's amazing how many new things you can learn in one day.
It's the best thing that ever could happen to me because I was singing in my room and I used to hate singing in front of people, but now I can sing in front of choir and I'm not scared to sing in front of anybody else.
Mr. Danielson teaches you more than just songs. He teaches you how to make it a family and make it fun, and he just shows that he cares more than just about the music.
A place to let go and have fun.
This group means a lot to me because it's really fun to be in.
There's a lot of humor in there and it makes a lot of jokes, so that's nice.
This is really a time to get out of your shell and to start singing and finding out who you are.
A safe, fun place, so I hope you can get out of it what I did.
Join choir because it is so much fun, and I really regret not joining in 6th grade.
So I really encourage you to join choir, even if you haven't sung in the past very much.
So you should join choir.
Join choir.
Animas Choir is the place to be. I hope I see you there.
Our 7th graders will now present for you Deep River, one of my favorite traditional spirituals, arranged by Linda Spevacek.
Oh, my Lord, yes, my Lord.
This year in 7th grade, there are 3 award winners. We have a Most Improved Award. This award doesn't really necessarily have anything to do with singing. Oftentimes people hear Most Improved and, oh, I got better at singing. Did that mean that I was terrible before? No, usually this award is given to a student who has stepped up in leadership positions or has really just come into their own, grown into being a more confident singer, all sorts of different things. This year's Most Improved 7th grade musician is Mia Nolesko. She has really grown from her time as a 6th grader, where she was very quiet, beautiful singing voice, but didn't really speak a whole lot, didn't sing out very much. She is singing out and really helping to lead her section, definitely speaking out a lot more in choir, which is why she is the recipient for Most Improved. Our Outstanding Musician Award for 7th grade, again, an award given to 1 male and 1 female recipient for leadership and musicianship, putting in, dedicating time to working on their voice, working on their sight reading, working on reading music, leading their section. This year's 7th grade Outstanding Musicians are Mr. Hayden White and Miss Abigail Minoso. If you remember earlier in our concert, I talked about how our 6th and 7th grade musicians got 5 to 7 minutes to look at a piece and then learned the entire rest of it on their own. The same can be said for our next piece for 8th grade, Ashokan Farewell. This was the piece that I gave to the 8th graders the day before we went into our stay-at-home order. And while this piece is most famous for being known as the theme music for Ken Burns' The Civil War, it actually was recorded in the 1980s. So it's not a Civil War piece, even though that's where people feel it comes from. But it is, again, Ashokan Farewell. It was the goodnight song written for the Ashokan Music Camp, and Mr. Burns just enjoyed it so much that he decided it needed to be used for the theme music to the Civil War documentary series. Here are the 8th graders performing Ashokan Farewell by Jay Unger.
Willows no soon will
The next piece that you are about to hear is one that the 8th graders learned entirely on their own. This was going to be one of their final pieces at the May concert, but I had not had the opportunity to yet order the music because I was planning on doing that the week before spring break. So none of them got to see it with me, and all of them learned it completely on their own, just using rehearsal tracks to sing along with and to figure out how to sing through this song. It really is a testament to how hard these particular students work, that they were able to put together a piece as beautiful as you are going to hear in just a couple minutes. Before we get to that, though, I'd like to give out the 8th grade awards. There are quite a few more awards in 8th grade, and this is a group that is near and dear to my heart. It's my first group that I'm taking through all 3 years of middle school, and some of these students have been with me since the very beginning of my teaching career. So some of them have known me for 8 years, which is over 50% of their life, and 20-something of mine. So we've been together for a long time. I'm going to start with our Most Improved Award. And when we get to 8th grade, I kind of look at this award as a culmination of over the 3 years. This particular student has grown not only in their singing voice, but in their confidence. Not just in their confidence in singing, but their confidence in working with other people, their confidence coming out of their shell, socializing with their peers. It has been amazing to see this young lady's growth over the past 3 years, and that is why I've chosen for our Most Improved Award, Miss Elena Buckley. The next award that I'm going to give out is our Outstanding Musician Award for 8th grade. This is an award given to one male and one female recipient that just show outstanding musical skills. Sometimes it almost seems like it's innate, but I know how hard both of these two individuals work at becoming better singers because they both enjoy it so much and they both just really love music. This award goes to Mr. Will Madigan and Miss Jasmine Thompson. Our next 8th grade award generally goes to just one individual, but this year I'm going to be giving out 2 awards for our Warhawk Award. The Warhawk Award is given to an individual that shows immense dedication to the extracurricular ensembles on top of the regular school ensembles. Both of these recipients have been in Warhawk Choir for 3 years. That means showing up every morning at 7:15, sometimes 7:25, sometimes 7:29, occasionally 7:32, to sing early in the morning. And as those of you that are middle school parents understand, it's nearly impossible to get a middle school child out of bed before, 11:30, 12 o'clock. So the fact that these students are showing up at school over an hour early, it shows that they are also extremely dedicated to music in their lives. The Warhawk Award goes to Mr. Logan Romano and Miss Claire Miranda. Our next award is the Most Dedicated Award. This goes to a student that goes above and beyond for the choral program. They are there in every single capacity, every ensemble that they can possibly be a part of. They do as many extra things as they can. They're constantly in the classroom trying to clean up, trying to help out, whatever they can do to make the choral department successful. Again, this is normally a one-person award, but this award, again, this year will be 2 separate people because both of these young ladies have done everything that they possibly can in the 3 years that they have been Warhawks. They've been in women's choir for 3 years. They've been in Warhawk choir for 3 years. They have done extra things like solo and ensemble, Fox Valley Honor Choir, and they're just amazing human beings and very dedicated to music. The most dedicated award goes to Miss Addie Mock and Miss Alexandra Roski. Our next award has already been given out, so this individual already knows what they're getting, but it is our promotion award. This award is given to one individual who really just does their all to help the program. The promotion award goes to somebody with a strong musical background, somebody who has leadership skills, somebody who is very dedicated in everything that they do. This particular gentleman has taken on any single challenge that I have given him. He has always led with his voice. He has also led with his drumming skills and his guitar skills and all sorts of other skills to help in our classroom and the music department as a whole. The promotion award goes to Mr. Emmerich Parpart. The final award for our 8th graders tonight is the Director's Award. The Director's Award goes to that student that I rely on the most. Sometimes the student doesn't always realize that I rely on them as much as I do, but I can always count on their voice. I can always count on their opinion. They always give their all to the music department and the choir department. They're in extracurricular ensembles. They do solo and ensemble. They do things like Fox Valley Honor Choir. And this particular young lady I have relied on for the past 8 years. It's been amazing to see her growth and her confidence in her singing, which has blossomed into some amazing leadership skills that I know will take her many different places. The Director's Award this year goes to Miss Malika Parpart. Our final selection for you this evening premiered already at our promotion ceremony, but I know that our 6th and 7th grade parents have not been able to see it yet. It's a song that our 8th graders learned entirely on their own. It is entitled, I Will Sing You the Stars, words and music by Mr. Mark Burrows. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I hope you have enjoyed our concert. And I truly hope to see all of you back in the classroom in the fall. Have a good night.
There are oceans you must cross. There are races you must run. There are